Hello developers, welcome to Kothait channel. In this video, we are going to create a GUI based calculator in the Python with the help of the Python library called Tkinter. So this Tkinter Python library will enable us to develop the GUI based desktop applications in the Python. Okay, first install this Tkinter Python library in our system. So for that one, just open the command prompt, okay, and type in pip install tk. Okay, so once you press enter, this Tkinter Python library will be installed in your system. So if you see here, I'm getting a message called requirement already satisfied because this Tkinter Python library is already installed in my system. So if you are using it for the first time, just try to install by typing the command pip install tk. So then Tkinter Python library will be installed in your system. So once the installation is done, I'm just here in the calculator folder, project folder. Here I'm going to create a file called app.py. Okay, and first import the Tkinter Python library which I have installed. Okay, from Tkinter import star. So import all the features from the Tkinter. I'm just saving it. So once you import this Tkinter Python library, now we have to create an app called calculator. Calculator is equals to create a object for the Tk class. Okay, Tkinter class. Then have to type in calculator.main loop. Okay, this main loop will enable us to run this desktop application. Okay, I'm just saving it and I'm just running this code. Okay, Python debugger, Python file. Okay, if you see here, so once I enter these two lines of the code after creating the object for the Tkinter as calc and calc.main loop to run it as a desktop. Okay, here you could see a small window. Okay, you can expand it. Okay, for now we have to change this title of this window as by default it is showing it as tk, right? Now we are developing the calculator. Let's change this text to calculator and let me close it here. So type in calc dot with the object we have created for the Tkinter, calc dot title. Okay, so enter title calculator. Okay, just type in, let's press F5 again. So it will be running. You see here, I'm just expanding it. See here, the title of the window has been changed to the calculator. Okay, now let's set the dimensions, x dimensions and y dimensions in the pixels in the application. Okay, for that one, calc dot geometry. Okay, and you have to type in the x in the pixels and y in the pixels followed by the x. Okay, I just want 330 and x 550. Okay, so 330 pixels length and 550 pixels height. Okay, and I'm saving it and I'm pressing running this code again. Okay, now it's giving an error, bad geometry specified. Okay, yeah, it was a small x, not the capital X. It is not a star. Okay, it is not an asterisk, it is a small x. Okay, now if you see here, by default it is coming in the 330 pixels length and 550 height. Okay, now for the calculator we need a couple of options, right? First we need a text box to display the content, then we need the buttons from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and calculation buttons and all that stuff buttons will be coming. So for first we need the text box which will be displaying the content, whatever the numbers or whatever the calculations that we want to perform. So now let's add this calculator text box label. Okay, and before going over there, let's change the background of this particular window. Okay, and for that one what we have to do is calc.config. Okay, and type in bg or background, either ways, bg or background. Okay, I want to have it as a black. So when you mention this bg in the square, so once you enter this bg, okay, in this single quotations you can enter the name of the color or you can give the color code as well. Either ways it works. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. So here I have given it as a black. Now the background of our window will be black color. See here, it has been changed to the black color. Earlier it was white, now it has been changed to the black color. Now we have to create this text box label. Okay, for that one let's create text underscore box is equals to label. Okay, directly label, and we have to add it to this calculator object, right? The first parameter should be that one, calculator, say LC, and the next one is what will be the text value. Okay, by default it will be like a blank. Okay, and next width and height. So width is equals to 15. Okay, and height is equals to 2. Okay, and next font. Okay, font is equals to Arial font, and the font size is 28. So here we have given the width and height. It is not the pixels, it is the based upon this font size. Okay, if you given 28, so 15 characters it can accommodate. So that's what it is. It's about the font characters, it's not the pixels, the width and height. Okay, whatever the objects, that labels or buttons, whatever you are going to create, so the width and height will be depend upon this font size. Okay, and yeah, we can have the background color as white. Base is equals to white. Okay, now we have created this one, and once you created this one text box, okay, now we have to place it. So where we have to place it, it will be in the top, right, top window. For that one we have to mention that text box dot place, where you want to place it in the x dimensions and y dimensions. Okay, x dimensions will be 0, it will be in the top, and y as well in the 0. Okay, I'm just saving it and I am pressing F5 to run it. Okay, we have created text box label. See here, the width is 15 and height as 2, and the x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 0. Okay, fine. Now we have created it, and now the next thing is we have to create the buttons. Okay, let's create some buttons. So similar, whatever the way we have created the text box, we can create the buttons as well. Okay, first button will be clear button, button underscore c. Okay, equals to button. Okay, sorry, it's not buffer, it's button. Okay, same, we have to add it to the calculator. Yes, and what are the things? Text will be c. Okay, and width is equals to 3, and height is equals to 1, and font is equals to same Arial font, the 30 size. Okay, font size is 30, and base is equals to, I want to have the color code of the blue color. Okay, Windows blue color, this blue color. Okay, let's find out the color code for this blue color in the Windows. I'm just typing Windows blue color code. Okay, if I type in, this is coming this blue color code. Okay, I'm just copying this one. Okay, coming back to the code, just mentioning it here. Okay, calculator, text, width, height, and font and background colors. I'm saving it and I'm to place it, right? So button clear dot place. So where we have to place, so x dimensions will be 0, so it will be the left side. Okay, and y height becomes, where already we have placed the label, right? Okay, now we have to, below that label it should be this particular clear button should come. Okay, that's the reason why I mentioned as 95. Okay, and I'm running it now. Let's see here, this C came. Okay, this button is coming as C. Okay, now we have created a button C. Now let's create the other buttons in this row. Okay, copy and I am pasting it. Okay, one is the button clear and one is button percentage. Let's rename those button names, and then division button. Okay, and the next one is multiplication button. Okay, these are the top buttons. Okay, now here I wanted to have the text also. Let's change it to text. First one will be the percentage one, and second one will be the division symbol. For third one it should be the multiplication symbol. Okay, now here the background color for only the clear will be blue, and for the remaining ones I want to have a orange color. So let's check the orange color code. Okay, orange color code, this is the orange color code. Let's copy it and paste it. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, we have added all those details. Now we have to change this y. Okay, sorry, x. So height is 95, so next to this C we have to get this percentage, right? We cannot have all this at the x position 0. We have to update this x position. Let's have 85, and as a difference 170, 170 plus 85, what will be 255, right? Saving it, and I am closing this one window, and I am re-executing it. Now if you see here, it has been created the 4 buttons: C, percentage, slash, and ampersand. If you see here, this button is little bit of going away, so let's increase the width here. Here we have given 330, let's take it as 340. Okay, now let's run it. Yeah, now I think it's coming a little bit of gap over here. Let's change it to 335. You can adjust it, okay, no problem. Based upon your requirements, you can adjust the height and width of the window and the buttons as well. So now here we have created the clear button, percentage, and division and multiplication. Let's create the numbers and remaining buttons as well. Okay, I'm just going to copy paste this all these buttons and create the second line of the buttons. Okay, now let me copy these ones and paste it, saving it. The first button will be the 7. Okay, let's have the 7, sorry, 7, and button name 8. Okay, the character, and numeric number 9. Okay, 7, 8, 9. Then we'll be having the subtraction one. Okay, subtraction button. Okay, subtraction button will be in the orange, but these ones I want it in the black color only, sorry, white. Okay, the numerical buttons I want it in the white color. Okay, and here the text will change to 7 and 8 and 9, and then subtraction button will be changed. Okay, and here the X position will again change, sorry, Y position again will change. Okay, 95, right? 95, we can have it as 180. Let's see that. Okay, 180, 180, and 180. Now let's update this X position 0, and same 85, 170, 255 will work. Oh, sorry, work. And let me run this code. Now we have created the 7, 8, 9 and subtraction button. Now let's create the 4, 5, 6 and the addition button as well. Okay, cancelling it and copying it, and pasting it. Okay, here now button numbers will change to 4. Okay, 5, 5 and 6, 6, and then addition button. Okay, and here also it will change to 4, 5 and 6. Okay, now these numbers will change. How much we have increased? 95, 180, 85 we have increased, right? So 180 plus 85, 20 and 255. Okay, to maintain the same distance, we have to follow this same numbers. Okay, we have to follow a pattern over here. See here, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6. Something went wrong. I close it. Oh, my bad. I've just updated for the 7 button, not here. Okay. Okay, now if you see here, I don't see a gap between 7 and 4 and 85. So let's increase that to 260. Okay, now it looks fine. Not much gap, but yeah, it looks fine. And I think here we can increase another 5 as well. Okay, no doubt. Let's change it to 265. Okay, can have that gap. Yeah, see, clear. And this 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, the same gap is coming. Okay, now we have to create 1, 2, 3 button as well. Okay, let's copy and paste it. Okay, so this height and width depends upon the font pixels, right? So it will change according to the system screen, so we have to make sure that when you are doing it. Okay, Now here we are going to add the equal symbol. Okay, equal button, eq. Okay, now here it will change this text as well to 1, 2 and 3, and now equal button. Okay, now the size will change to 265. 85 we have increased, right? So here also 85 needs to be increased. 270, 300, 350. Okay, I'm just increasing 85 for each and every row. Okay, the y value, and running F5. Now it should come 1, 2, 3 equal symbol. Okay, now here we have the 0, and we'll be having the open bracket and close bracket. This space will be empty. So what I'm going to do is I'll make use of this space as well, right? Here we'll get 0, open parenthesis and close parenthesis. This space will become empty, so to make it look awkward, right? So to avoid that awkward look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this look of the size of this 11 to till the bottom. So by changing the height, I'll change the height to 3, and I'm going to save it, and let's click on F5. If you see here, I have expanded the size of this button 11. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now we get 0, close parenthesis and open parenthesis. Okay, now let's do that. Let me copy this once and paste it here. Okay, it will be button 0 and button open parenthesis. Okay, now next is close one. Same thing goes to here as well, close. Here also just change the text to 0. Okay, and here it will be a closed one. Let's change it and run the code. Okay, I think we have to increase the size right here. 435. I guess that would work. I'm increasing 85, right, for each and every row. That should work. Yeah, now if you see here, and we have the bottom space, so we can decrease that bottom space of the window. Here we have 45, 40, right? Let's change it to 540 and try it out, and still we can decrease to 520. Let's see. Yeah, now it should look way. Okay, we don't have any space in the bottom, so we have C clear, percentage, all the okay. Here if you see the text as should be addition, right? Let's change it to plus. Yeah, here it is, changing it. I have to close this window every time to reflect it in a new window whenever we are making any changes in the code. To reflect it, we have to close that open window, and then we have to re-execute the code. Okay, then only a new window will pop up with the latest changes. Okay, now we have all these operations and clear screen and 781 these ones as well. Okay, now we have created the UI GUI level. Now we have to add the actions for this each and every button. So when I press 7, it should display 7. If I press 8, it has to display 8. If I press 9, it has to display that 9. So where it has to display it in the this text label that we have created in the starting. So now let's add a function to add that text to this label. Okay, for that one we have to create a function first. So let's create a function. Yeah, here I'm going to create a definition and show function. Okay, show key. Okay, and here we have to have this expression variable. Okay, it will by default it will be blank. Now we are creating a key, so every time whenever a key has been pressed, okay, the particular button has been pressed, the whatever the value behind that button should be displayed in the updated in this text box value. Okay, here by default the text is equals to blank, right? We have to update this text value in this with the help of this text box. Okay, for that one we are going to make use of this expression variable. So this expression variable will be holding this value whatever it is there in the text box. So that's the reason I have made it as a global variable. Okay, so once we have created the global variable, now once the key has been pressed, what we have to do is we have to add it to this expression. So expression is equals to expression plus we are adding that into the string format of that particular key. So what are the key which has been pressed to this, whenever this key has been pressed in the button. So whatever that key has been coming to this expression, and it will be added to the existing expression. So once it has been added to the expression, it has to reflect it in this text box. So we have to add it to this text box as well, where text box dot configuration, okay, where text is equals to this expression. Okay, here what we are doing is we are having this expression, we are adding this string. Okay, this it is a global variable, we made it, okay, to access it in the function and everywhere. So by default this expression is equals to blank. Okay, whatever the key has been pressed, it has to add it to the existing expression, and whatever that expression value is, updated expression value, will be reflected in the this text box label which you have created, where we are updating the text is equals to expression. Now we have created this function to update this expression text box value. So how we are going to call this function whenever a user presses any button? So for that one, for example, let's take an example of button 1. Here I have to add one more argument called command is equals to lambda, and then we have to call that function lambda show, and show what we have to press whenever the user is pressing first button, it has to enter the value as 1. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so whenever user presses the button 1, okay, it will be calling this show function. So whenever this show function will be called, so this piece of code will be executed. Now let's see in the real time how it is going to work. Okay, and saving it, I'm re-executing it. If you see here, if I press enter, it will show this 1. Okay, if I press 1 again, it is getting updated. So whenever I am pressing this button, this show function is being called, and it is updating the value in this particular text box label. Okay, now if I press 2, it is not reflecting anything because we have added this command function to this particular button. 2, 1, 3 remaining buttons, we have added it to the only to the button 1. So now we have to add it to this all this. Okay, except the clear one is a different action, and for the equal to evaluate this complete expression, right? So except these two buttons, so rest of the buttons should have this command. Okay, will be this show function will be called whenever we user presses these buttons. So let's make the changes in the code first. Okay, and let me copy this piece of code. So whenever the user presses 2, we have to update it to 2. Okay, sorry, 2. And whenever he presses 3, we have to update it as 3. Okay, saving it. Okay, equal, as I said, will be having a different functionality, and but 0 will be having again 0. Okay, same way. And button open will be having this parenthesis, open parenthesis will be there. Okay, and same goes for here as well, but here it will be a closed one. Okay, and let's update it for the addition as well. Let's paste it, button number 6, and here also let's paste it, it will be button number 5, and same goes here as well. Okay, button number 4. Okay, and let's do the same thing over here as well, extra comma. Here it is for subtraction. Okay, you can add it anywhere. Okay, the sequence of this argument doesn't matter. Okay, button 9, and has to be placed button number 7, button number 8, and let's add it for the percentage, division and multiplication. Okay, percentage, division, and here it will be a multiplication, and I'm saving it, closing this existing window and rerunning it. So now we'll be having this functionality for the all the buttons except the clear and equal. Okay, percentage, division, multiplication, 7, 8, 9, minus 4, 5, 6, plus 1, 2, 3, 0, open parenthesis and close parenthesis. So all the data is being displayed now. So when user presses equal, it has to calculate whatever the expression that we have entered. That is the one functionality that we have to add. And whenever user presses C, it has to clear out whatever the text it is there. Okay, now let's do that. So we have to clear this first, add the clear functionality, then we'll be adding the evaluated function as well. Okay, for the clear, see here, right? Yeah, command is equals to lambda of let's create a function called clear. Okay, let's add this function. So it is getting a warning because this function hasn't been created yet. Now let's create diff clear. Okay, and here also global variable we are going to create for the expression, so we want to use it everywhere. Now whenever the user presses this clear button, so it will be by default it will become blank, this expression. Now we have to add it to the text box, config dot wherever the text will become this expression value in this label. Okay, now let's run the code and see it. I'm typing something rubbish. I'm pressing C. Okay, it's gone now. See, whenever I'm pressing enter, it is gone. Okay, now we have to add this equal functionality. So whenever any expression has been entered, so when we press equal, it has to calculate that, perform this mathematical operation, and it has to display the result. Now let's add that functionality. And for the definition of evaluate, okay, and yeah, global is equals to global expression. Yes, so whenever this expression is not blank, okay, expression has some numbers, then only we'll be able to perform the operations. So if it is not equals to blank, okay, then we have to have this try block. So why we are adding this try block here is, so division by any number, division by 0 is not possible, right? So to avoid those kind of mathematical errors, we are having this try block and the catch block as well. Okay, except block. And now here we are going to create another variable called result. Okay, the result of the expression. Okay, here the result equals to, we have a default function in Python which is eval. Okay, so we have to use that function, inbuilt function. By passing this expression to that eval function, that eval function calculates whatever the numerical expression that we have been entered in the calculator. Suppose 1 minus 2, that is an expression. Once we passed it to eval, it will give us the minus 1 as a result. So that is what we are going to display in the final text box. And similarly, as I said, we have the mathematical error side. So that's the reason we have added the except block, where the result is equals to error. Okay, whenever this mathematical errors anything occurs, then we are going to have it as a display error. Okay, now once we have this result, so we have to update this result set in this text box, right? For that one, text box dot config and text equals to result. Okay, going to have the result. Now I have to add this evaluate function whenever user presses the equal button. That is the action item for this equal button. Okay, where is the equal button? Here it is. Command is equals to lambda of evaluator. What is the function in evaluate? Evaluate. Okay, saving it. Now closing the existing window, now re-executing it. Now our calculator should work all the operations. So let me re-execute it. I just resized it by mistake. Okay, now this is the calculator that we have created. Now here, if I press 12 plus 36, and if I press equal, it should display the 48. Yeah, that's what it is displaying. Okay, when I press C, this 48 should go off. Okay, it is working as expected. Now let's type in 69 minus 85 multiplication by 2. Okay, this is giving minus 23. Okay, 12 plus 3 plus 2. Okay, it should be 17 now. Yeah, it's working fine. Same way, 14 plus 2 times of 3. Okay, now it should give us the first this whatever the expression which is there in the square bracket should be executed. So 2 times of 3, 6, 14 plus 6, 20. Okay, it is giving 20. So this is how you guys can create the GUI based applications in the Python with the help of the Tkinter Python library. So this Tkinter Python library enables us to develop the GUI based Python desktop applications, and we can add the action items against particular button as well. So whenever user presses that button, so we can make sure that the piece of code, whatever the action item to be executed. Behind that, we can give that the help of the command functionality as well in the Tkinter, and you can build a beautiful GUI based applications with the help of the Tkinter. So I'm planning to start this Tkinter applications tutorials in our channel. So if you like the content in this video, please do like and subscribe to our channel. We are going to develop a lot of more projects in this Tkinter. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching this video.